Hi guys, Dave Waring here again with DaveWaring.com and DigitalBrainBase.com. And today I want to walk you through an article that I just published on my personal blog called How Open Source AI Can Win, 5 Lessons from WordPress. So if you're not familiar with WordPress, WordPress is a website builder and content management system that powers over 40% of websites and was really the dominant leader in building websites and content management systems for the first phase of the internet. So I think a similar model to WordPress can be followed to win the war for open source AI, to win the war for our digital brain so that we control these AI powered systems instead of big tech companies like ChatGPT. And basically, the ChatGPTs of the world are currently winning. But again, I think we can follow WordPress's lead to not only make up the deficit that we currently have against closed source competitors, but actually overtake them. So these are the 5 things that I think need to happen, or at least 5 lessons from WordPress that will help us make that happen. And the first is WordPress gives ownership to the user. When you run a WordPress site, you can host it wherever you want. They can't change the system code without your permission. No one can access the site without your permission. All your data, content, etc. is yours. And I think that open source AI companies need to follow the same theme there and make sure that all 4 components that make up these AI-powered digital brains, the input retrieval, the memory, the intelligence, and the hosting, can all be owned and controlled by the user of that digital brain. So the second lesson I think we can take from WordPress is it's very easy to use, but it can also be customized endlessly by advanced developers. So anyone from a novice to an expert can get up and running on WordPress, one-click installs, etc. But they're not limited in how much customization you can do on the software. And same thing needs to be true for open source AI. Setup of these systems needs to be as simple as downloading and logging into any other software. You shouldn't have to open a command line or anything like that. And at the same time, developers should be offered the ability to do unlimited and permissionless customization to their version of the software that they download and own. WordPress is free for anyone to use. There's a huge economy, which we'll talk about in a minute, built around monetizing WordPress, but the core open source WordPress system is free to use. You can get it up and running with 0 upfront costs, and the same thing should be true for our digital brains, these open source AI systems that we're trying to build to compete with companies like ChatGPT. And that ensures that it's not only free from a monetary sense, but in the freedom sense as well, because there's no centralized choke point, meaning the company that's charging money to install it, that's going to change the game on us. The 4th lesson from WordPress is they cultivated a thriving ecosystem without attempting to control it. It's a decentralized and permissionless ecosystem that anyone can participate in. And because of that, a whole giant community that's not employed by WordPress or any of the companies associated with WordPress built plugins so that anyone can add functionality to the core WordPress that they've downloaded, features and functionalities, themes like templated designs. There's hosting providers that specialize in hosting WordPress. There's developers and agencies that are built to help people customize and get up and running with their WordPresses. There's tons of educational resources like WP Beginner and forums and sites offering tons of education for users. And of course, there's the community events, WordCamps, meetups. I think they have like a yearly conference that they do. And they did this by ensuring the platform remained open and free and acting as a participant in that ecosystem and not the owner of the ecosystem. They made it as easy as possible to build on top of it. That included high quality documentation for users and developers, provided free directories where you can go and add your plugin or theme to, and users can find that from the core WordPress. They allow people that build on top of WordPress to monetize and keep 100% of that revenue instead of taking a big cut from it, like the App Store on Apple, for example. And they help people connect these users and developers of WordPress to build that community. And open source digital brain systems should follow the same lesson, and this is really the big key to these systems winning and a big competitive advantage. If we can build this open ecosystem, it can be much more powerful because there's much more talent out there in the world than any one company like OpenAI or anyone else is going to be able to attract. And it's going to be the same types of things that this community is doing with the software and building on top of it, plugins to extend the functionality, open source AI algorithms, hosting providers, developers, agencies, education resources, and community events. And the playbook's exactly the same as I just went over for WordPress. And that WordPress economy, or that WordPress ecosystem, includes a decentralized economy that's worth doing hundreds of billions of dollars in value. So again, here, keeping the core WordPress open and free, but allowing that economy to develop on top of it. And, I think that these AI systems are going to be way bigger than websites. So this could actually be trillions of dollars in value instead of hundreds of billions of dollars. And that creates a powerful flywheel that funds innovation on the system, funds further development of the system, and also incentivizes the continued development of the core open source project as well. So that's the playbook, or the lessons that I think we can take from WordPress. And I think that will allow us to build and power a better alternative to closed source digital brain systems like ChatGPT, and allow us to win the war for our digital brains. So if you're interested in this type of thing, you want to participate, I encourage you to join us over at digitalbrainbase.com, where we're building a community for people who want to create, control, and benefit from their own AI-powered digital brains. Hope to see you there.